The Orthodox Tewahedo churches currently have the largest and most diverse biblical canon within traditional Christendom. Western scholars have classified the books of the Orthodox Tewahedo biblical canon into two categories: the narrower canon, which consists mostly of books familiar to the West, and the broader canon. While the main purpose of this article is to discuss and highlight the books that are exclusive to the broader canon, it is impossible to do this without at least some discussion of the narrower canon. The Orthodox Tewahedo broader canon in its fullest form includes the narrower canon in its entirety, as well as 9 additional books. It is not known to exist at this time as one published compilation. Some books, though considered canonical, are nonetheless difficult to locate and are not even widely available in the Church's home countries of Ethiopia and Eritrea. While the narrower canon has indeed been published as one compilation, there may be no really MIC distinction between the broader canon and the narrower canon, especially insofar as divine inspiration and scriptural authority are concerned, and more especially among clerics who may have a greater access to all of the writings. The idea of two such classifications may be nothing more than etic taxonomic conjecture. Narrower biblical canon, Old Testament. The Orthodox Tewahedo narrower Old Testament canon contains the entire Hebrew proto-canon. Moreover, with the exception of the first 2 books of Maccabees, the Orthodox Tewahedo canon also contains the entire Catholic Deuterocanon. In addition to this, the Orthodox Tewahedo Old Testament includes the Prayer of Manasseh, 3 Ezra, and 4 Ezra, which also appear in the canons of other Christian traditions. Unique to the Orthodox Tewahedo canon of the Paralipomena of Jeremiah, Jubilees, Enoch, and the 3 books of Maccabean, the books of Lamentations, Jeremiah, and Baruch, as well as the letter of Jeremiah and 4 Baruch, are all considered canonical by the Orthodox Tewahedo churches. However, it is not always clear as to how these writings are arranged or divided. In some lists, they may simply fall under the title Jeremiah, while in others, they are divided various ways into separate books. Moreover, the Book of Proverbs is divided into 2 books, Messal and Taxes. Additionally, while the books of Jubilees and Enoch are fairly well known among Western scholars, 1, 2, and 3 Maccabean are not. The 3 books of Maccabean are often called the Ethiopian Maccabees, but completely different from the books of Maccabees that are known and or have been canonized in other traditions. Finally, within the Orthodox Tewahedo tradition, 3 Ezra is called 2nd Ezra, 4 Ezra is called Ezra Suchel, and the Prayer of Manasseh is incorporated into the 2nd book of Chronicles. New Testament. The Orthodox Tewahedo narrower New Testament canon consists of the entire 27-book Christian proto-canon, which is almost universally accepted across Christendom. Broader biblical canon. In addition to the 9 books discussed below, all of the aforementioned books of the narrower canon are also by definition part of the broader canon. Old Testament. The Orthodox Tewahedo broader Old Testament has 1 additional book, the Ethiopic version of the Book of Joseph Ben-Gurion, a Yosef Walder Korean, elsewhere called Josippon, or referred to by its author, Pseudo-Josephus, categorizing its authorship as pseudepigraphical. The book is a history of the Jewish people thought to be based upon the writings of Josephus, in 8 parts. New Testament. The Orthodox Tewahedo broader New Testament canon has 8 additional books. These are the 4 books of Synod-Os, the 2 divisions of the Book of the Covenant, Ethiopia Clement, and the Ethiopic Deeds Scalia. Most of the literature herein would either be considered part of the writings of the Apostolic Fathers or part of the ancient church orders. Synod-Os. The Ethiopic Canonical Synod-Os are 4 books of church order traditionally attributed to the Apostles. They are as follows: Sir-Artesian, Tezaz, Gesso, and Abtellus. Much of the material contained within these books, with the exception of Sir-Artesian, is traditionally considered to be of Clementine origin. Other non-canonical parts of the Synodos are included with these 4 books within the Ethiopic MSS. The Book of the Covenant. The Book of the Covenant, or Mashafa Kidden, is counted in 2 parts. Part 1 has 60 sections and is mostly about church order. Part 2 is the 61st section, and is a discourse of Jesus Christ to his disciples in Galilee following his resurrection. Ethiopic Clement. The Ethiopic canonical Book of Clement, or Carlamentos, is distinct from the well-known epistles of St. Clement, 1 Clement and 2 Clement, as well as the aforementioned Clementine Synodos and any other Clementine literature known in other traditions. It is a uniquely Ethiopic book in 7 parts, purportedly by Peter to Clement of Rome. Ethiopic Didascalia. The Ethiopic Didascalia, or Didascalia, is a book of church order in 43 chapters, distinct from the Didascalia Apostolorum, but similar to Book I-7 of the Apostolic Constitutions, where it most likely finds its origins. List of books in the Orthodox Tewahedo Bible.